Hello and welcome to the first edition of the Smokey & Co podcast, where we talk about fighting games small and large from all across the world. In this episode, I am joined by a good friend of mine and professional platform fighter player, Hayden, or as he's better known in the community as Smileyfaces. In this episode, we focus on Street Fighter, from the new up-and-comer Blaz to how meta could ruin fighting games. Let's waste no time and get right into it. Hello, Hayden. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, man. Tired.
It's good stuff. I hear that. So let's talk fighting games, shall we?
Oh, yeah, why not?
So, Street Fighter wise, Alex is releasing soon.
Yes, March 17th, I want to say. Something
Yeah,
like that.
I think it's around March time. It's
It's
crazy how
definitely.
it's taken 3 years to get our first grappler as DLC.
I think. I think, like, they didn't introduce, like, grapple DLCs because Street Fighter 6 is one of those games where they will struggle to balance grapplers because there's, like, a different dynamic for, like, every character.
Yeah,
And it's hard to make a grapple matchup good for, like, everything. Like, Zangief
yeah,
Dalsim, that's a thing.
yeah. I mean, what if it's a high rank Geef versus a high rank Dalsim, that's that's gonna be horrible.
The
It's not
likelihood is the
gonna be
Dalsim wins.
Yeah, it's not going to be a fun watch. Like,
Yeah, but I think the only thing they've done well in terms of like grapples is that it abuses hurt boxes very well.
yes,
Like with Dalsim, when he stretches his limbs, his hurt box goes with it,
yeah,
which means if he throws a raw heavy kick, he can just grab the leg.
yeah, that's one thing I like about how they've balanced the hurt boxes in Street Fighter 6. They're very realistic, I guess you could say, that they work how they're intended to, and not like other games like, I don't know, Mortal Kombat, where they just
Well,
kind of
yeah,
exist but don't actually
Mortal
do
Mortal
anything.
Kombat is, from what I know of the grabs, they're so like hit and miss.
Yeah, mostly miss. It's
Yeah,
terrible, to say the least.
horrendous.
At
But
least
I think the thing with Alex that makes him like really interesting, right, is they're making him a stance grappler. That's I
this is news to me.
so yeah, he's got two stances. He's got I think it's called like prowler stance, something like that, where he like crouches down, and with that he can like lead into different confirms, which then go into command grabs and whatnot.
That's
Then his other one, he just gets a super jump off of it, which
a bit like Blanca's super jump when you do down double
yeah,
punch input.
yeah, like Blanco and Sea Viper does. But the thing that is interesting me the most is that in the trailer, it seemed whenever he got a punish counter, he would get an immediate command grab after like a neutral,
Yeah, I
which
did notice that.
which I don't know if that's like you get like a quick time event or whatnot.
It might just be really good knowledge of the frame data. That's a big thing in Street Fighter. Frame data always.
Don't
See, it
even start.
seems you have
That's
to have a
numbers.
bank in the back of your head to.
I kid you not. Any like game I play of Street Fighter, I have to think like how many frames am I plus? Am I gonna get punished if I
Uh,
throw a raw move? Oh no, all
it,
that and the
it's
other.
Yeah, I've noticed that's very heavy on grapplers as well because both going against and playing as the grappler, like you really need to keep frame data in mind, or otherwise you whiff a grab and end up getting a really long combo or getting comboed into the corner probably.
I am victim of such things.
Yeah.
Zangief hurts my brain sometimes.
Mm. I tell you what, man, never never whiff a command grab when going up against a Sagat. You will get carried to the corner, and it will not be fun.
I wonder where you learnt that from.
I wonder too, but yeah, at least one thing that like at least grapplers are balanced. You know, you can't parry them.
Can you
Like,
imagine I parry a raw SPD?
oh
Powerful.
my god, that would be terrifying. I think that would honestly break the meta. Which, speaking of meta, can we say is already just like ruining esport, like fighting game esports as a whole, or like the
Yeah,
concept of a meta.
Like, for example, like Street Fighter, you will never see anyone like be like, "Oh, Mai's not that good." Oh no, man.
Yeah, no, Mai is incredible, which is insane because she's a guest character.
Yeah, I think to be honest, when they looked at Mai, they really like just sort of went, "What if you make an all-rounder that's like S in every all-rounder category?"
Yeah, she's. Look, I hate comparing her to Ryu, but she really is just what like Ryu
Should
feels
have
like
been.
he should be. Yeah,
Yeah. Because in like every pro player's like character pool, they have like their main, which who they're known for.
mm,
Like for example, Le Chat, the guy who won Evo France,
yeah,
he played Ed mainly, and
yeah.
then he hit top eight, and he'd go between Mai and Ed, and then Mai again, and then Ed again.
That's simply just because they're both really good characters, and it seems no matter what tournament, whether it's Community or Capcom Cup or Evo, you'll always be bumping into like the same pool of a couple characters. Like
Yeah, I think
you'll
that's what
always
makes you continue. Sorry,
yeah.
my
So I
brain's
was
like
gonna say
fired.
you'll always bump into a Mai at least like 2 to 3 times in like a King of the Hill tournament or something
Yeah,
like that.
I think that's what makes like community tournaments and like lower level tournaments so fun. Is that it's not just the same characters over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
I think
Because it
that's
gets to a point where the play style gets so repetitive that you just don't want to play it and you give up.
and on top of that, like every quote unquote meta character will have that one bread and butter combo that is just like you see it everywhere because it's easy to do and high damage or has good frames.
Yeah, like Mize, for example, would literally just be like heavy punch, crouching medium, then quarter circle back, and then level three. Which even then, for 4 hits, that's still taking like half your HP
Yeah,
on a bad
that
day.
like in like especially if you're a character like Akuma who has has a really low base HP amount. Like
9,000,
I mean, what the maximum's 13,000?
11,000, which is
11,000.
Geef.
Yeah, Zangief is at 11,000. It's crazy because like you see some of these combos that like all these meta characters have, and they're just wiping the floor with every character that has less than 10,000 health points.
Yeah, like not being funny, Blanca's been on the rise recently. Everyone's
Oh
realizing
yeah.
that Blanca is like this creature that no one's paying attention to.
I've seen you play Blanca as well, and just like like he's so difficult to adapt to because of all of his different ball moves that you can just sail from like platinum straight to masters.
To be honest, that's exactly what I did. I went from Plat 4 to Masters in 2 days,
Yeah,
all
it's
because I learned the fact that if I just mix up ball timing, I can probably bait out something and get a combo off of it.
yeah, like Blanca is like the epitome of an underdog in the meta. Nobody realizes he's good until like all the big players start playing him, and then suddenly you're seeing a Blanca every other match. It's the same with what happened with Akuma. Akuma was really good, and once high like pro players started playing him, like Daigo in the new Street Fighter 6, everyone's playing Akuma. You see him everywhere.
Yeah, I think they did a good job at like making Akuma like not that much of a meta presence anymore.
Yeah.
Because they nerfed his walk back speed, so he can't just throw a like meaty heavy punch and then walk away. He now
Yeah,
has to check that.
yeah, you actually have to put in brain power when playing Akuma. You can't
Yeah,
just
it's
hit an
crazy,
infinite
bro.
and call it a day. Like you actually have to do stuff. You have to hit a quarter circle. Crazy thoughts.
I to be honest, I think that's the only reason why I haven't like fully invested in trying to go pro in Street Fighter yet.
Yeah,
It
you're more of a platform fighter player, aren't you? Like
yeah,
Brawlhalla and Smash.
Yeah, my entire like esports background sits on platform fighters, especially.
Yeah, I mean
Like,
I've seen you play Brawl. It's incredible. Honestly, I go as far as say it's majestic.
so Brawl is a game where saying majestic is like calling someone a really bad name.
Yeah,
Um,
fair
but
point.
surprising fact, I actually started off playing Rivals of Ether before I went into Brawl.
You know, that doesn't surprise me. I hear that a lot about like platform fighting players. Like they'll either come from Smash or Rivals of Ether.
Yeah, like I started off like in very small, like 20-man tournaments in Rivals of Ether. And then an
Hmm.
old secondary school mate of mine decided to introduce me to Brawl. I think it was when COVID just hit.
Yeah, so I mean,
Um,
we saw a lot of players go pro when COVID hit just because of where everyone was stuck inside. All you could really do was play video games or read if you're one of those people.
yeah, and I think the fun thing is about like just esports as a whole is that I wasn't like automatically amazing at Brawl. Like,
Yeah, Brawl
yeah,
has a
I would
learning curve.
say like in terms of my lifespan of esports, I would say it started in 2020. 'Cause that was when Rivals of Ether was around.
Hmm.
But I would also say that in terms of like my actual like upcoming in tournaments and whatnot, I would say that more started towards like later 2022, early 2023,
Yeah.
because I had spent so much time like just of course inside because of lockdown and whatnot.
Yeah.
But instead of being like, oh, I'll like, do revision and whatnot, I thought, oh, I'll just play this game. It's fun. I want to learn.
Yeah, honestly, I was the same. I think I don't remember when it was. I want to say it was when Mortal Kombat 11 came out, which I don't think was during COVID, but it was near there. Um, or at least by the time I had bought it. So I was just playing that constantly, and that got me into fighting games. And now I'm playing Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest with you, I did not expect you to take to Street Fighter as well as you did.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. It's good. It I I don't want to sing its praises because obviously it's not like it's not the best fighting game. Like ultimately, I'm sure there are there are more different fighting games that do what Street Fighter does a little better in some other areas. But for me personally, I think Street Fighter, at least Street Fighter 6, is probably one of the best 2D fighters we've had in a while.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
think
mean, Mortal Kombat 1 was like to say the least, it flopped. Right, it didn't do well, which is a shame
yeah,
because I liked Mortal Kombat, but like unfortunately, it just didn't land. Like NetherRealm neglected the game, and now the only tournaments you really see are community run. It was dropped from Evo, I believe, actually this year.
yeah, I did remember seeing a lot of posts about a lot of like older fighting games being sent to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah,
No pun intended.
it's all right, but yeah, it's like I mean, the same with Injustice. In all honesty,
Oh,
like
what game?
such a beautiful game, really good fighting game. Well, that might just be my nostalgia for it. I love the game,
Yeah,
but
probably.
because I mean, before I got deep into fighting games, I used to hop on Injustice Gods Among Us every now and again and play a few matches, have a bit of a chuckle. I was a Deathstroke main and I was good at it. What can I say? But like, for me personally, that is like the peak of fighting games, at least on like on like my personal opinion, of course. But
Yeah,
it is
I
it's a
think a
game.
lot of the issue with fighting games is that it follows like the same trend as every other game. It starts off brilliantly, player base climbs and whatnot, and then it hits that slump, and it's how the game sort of adjusts to that. And
Mm,
I think the issue with fighting games is that when that happens, it's a really slim margin for error because if you do
yes.
anything wrong, then yeah, that's it. Your game's gone. That's it.
Yeah, that like that I mean there are a lot of games that could have like there are a lot of fighting games at least that could have hit Evo levels and have like these yearly ran tournaments. but because the developers or the players sometimes just losing interest, like they don't coordinate well with each other. They had like
Yeah,
metas get out of hand, which personally I hate metas in fighting games because I believe fighting games are a big like. There's a reason there is a roster of like minimum 20 fighters in a game.
yeah,
You know, like the developers do not intend for you to play like the same three characters in rotation because they're good. Like there's a reason there are like I don't know, say for example, a character I don't see in ranked a lot in Street Fighter, and you mentioned Blanca. There's a reason Blanca's in the roster or DJ. Like the
yeah.
characters were intended to be played. And I do not see a reason why every community ran tournament or even like Capcom Cup should have like a minimum of 10 Mais and 5 Ets.
Yeah, which is why I think certain players like are really good at reviving characters.
Mm, I
Like
agree.
Sagat has seen a massive rise recently because we've got newer players showing up and like slamming on the
Yeah.
character.
I
And
have to say I've been a victim of many Sagats in like high ranked lobbies.
as much as I play him myself, I've seen my fair share of getting sent to the corner a couple of times.
Mm. But the like thing is though, with that, especially in like mirror matches, like you have an opportunity to learn. Like that's
Yeah,
like personally, I love mirror matches because it shows me what I can do with my character in a different perspective. Like
yeah, like
not every same player is gonna have the same perspective on how to play a character.
yeah, like for example, my Sagat is usually I'm just gonna like run at you and hope for the best.
Hey, you are a pressuring demon on Sagat.
And then you've got others who will sit there and play his actual game, which is more of like a pokey, and then
Yeah,
take advantage of things.
yeah, he's a very long-limbed pokey character with very fast
Yeah,
fireballs.
I think his fireballs. I think in total they move. I think it's like 23 frames a second.
And that sounds about right.
Yeah, and I
His
think just especially with what you said about like mirror matches and whatnot. I found myself for like the Street Fighter Cup match sitting in training range trying to replicate a combo I had done to me, which I managed to do.
mm,
But I also realized there's a lot more like intricacies to how like hitboxes work, especially around
yeah,
like Sagat and Ryu and
yeah.
whatnot.
I think like the way like with frame data like as well like frame data mixed with the hurt boxes it's very you have to sit there and learn. You can't just jump into ranked and immediately learn everything and become like Neo from the Matrix. You have to
Yeah,
sit there and learn. But I think that's something that the you heard of the kid Blaz.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
confident he has most of his hours in training because he came up so quick in like what 2 years I think.
yeah. It was 2 years. He was 16 when he made his first ever appearance in. It was a North American. I think it was CEO. I think.
Might have been.
He made his first appearance there playing Ryu, and he made it to
Yeah.
top eight like almost instantly.
Yeah, it's crazy like how somebody so young can get up there so quick. It's like it's almost inspiring. Like,
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think about the fact that Street Fighter 6 came out 2023.
mm,
He
yeah,
started pro play 2 years ago, so 2024,
yeah,
which means he spent that whole year either just labbing in training or like watching videos, playing ranked games, just hoping that he could strike lucky, which he did.
yeah.
I have to give it to his like technical ability to understand like how adaptions work is like
It's
an
incredible.
absolute yeah.
It's
I mean,
insane.
think of it this way: he took Daigo to Game 5 in losers finals.
And what, he got second in Evo France, was it?
Yes, in Nice, he lost to the Shah,
Yeah, I
but
remember
even
that.
then, it was last match, last round.
Yeah, like he put Lashard to work.
And for a kid's first Evo as well.
Yeah, I mean, nerves must have been high. He must have been up all night training. Like
Yeah, like
he definitely like he put in the work and he got results.
he's sort of just like it's those players that give me hope that Street Fighter will stay alive
Yeah.
because it just shows that you don't have to be like an olden day, like, oh, I used to play that when I was like 10
Yeah, you don't
sort
have
of
to be
guy.
like an old head like Daigo, for
He is
example.
56 years of age and he's still slamming.
56. You reckon he can still hit the Daigo parry?
I'm confident he can. I am confident he sometimes sits there and tries to relive that moment.
Honest, I wouldn't blame him because that match was insane. That like rocked the FGC world.
And the best thing is it wasn't even grand finals. It was like I think it was like losers semis.
Easy.
And the fact he went on to do that, beat like his rival in quotation
Yeah.
marks, because at the time everyone was like, "Oh, those two are like, no, no, no."
Yeah.
Because of course Daigo was the best in Asia region, Justin Wong best in NA, so that
Mm.
was a clash of its own.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
like
he went on to 3-0 every other match until Grands.
crazy. Personally, if I was Justin Wong, I would not be stepping outside ever again. Like,
Her brother had the curse of "Let's go, Justin."
yeah,
That
honestly, hearing "Let's Go, Justin" must have like awoke something in him. Like,
yeah, I
and
think
Daigo as well. Daigo must have heard that and like just felt pure rage and managed
I
to parry everything.
I like to think that man was like a spellcaster. He said that and inflicted 10 years of bad luck. Because Justin Wong
Honestly,
never won a tournament for the next 10 years afterwards.
it wouldn't surprise me because like I mean, how precise do you have to be to hit those parries?
Well, that was in Street Fighter 3 Alpha.
Mm,
And in that game, to hit a parry, there was no such thing as like holding parry. You had to parry
yeah.
on the frame.
It was either perfect parry or no parry.
Yeah, and of course, back then you would take chip from blocking. And of course,
Yeah.
with Daigo being like a pixel, if he
Yeah,
blocked once, he was gone.
yeah,
That's why
like
Justin Wong, of course, input his lightning kicks.
yeah, because that was like the only surefire way to get rid of him. But then
Yeah,
he just
and
somehow managed to parry everything.
what's more wild about that is back then Chun Li's like super was every hit was an eighth of a frame, and
Yes, like
he had to hit parry separately every eighth of a frame for 12 hits,
that
and
is
then he had to input jump parry for the last hit.
yeah, like jump parry like that like finalizing it with the jump parry then finally getting like the KO is crazy.
And the
Like
fact he just like calmly input like his level afterwards.
yeah, and like it's amazing. Like you even like I've seen people watch that clip again, like present day in like well not 2026, but like 2025 and still be shocked because like it's something to go down in history books, you know?
I think if I'm honest, it already is. Like most times when Eva rolls around, there's always some sort of talk is, oh, is Daigo going to be here? Are we going to see something like that again?
Yeah.
Because I think that moment itself, it didn't only help Street Fighter, it
It,
also just helped the FGC space as a whole.
yeah, it boomed. Like it sent the FGC space into a boom. Like for
Like,
a good couple years and even
what?
onwards.
Yeah, like for example, even though they're not the same like type of fighting game, platform fighters benefited massively from that.
Yeah. Every
I mean,
fighting game.
when that happened, literally 2 years after Melee released with their own parry system,
Yeah. Like
which then, of course, like Street Fighter 3, it's still active now.
mm,
Like you've got people like Hungry Box still playing, you've got all that lot, and
yeah.
it's still like a prominent thing. Like a lot of fighting games look at that and be like, how can we implement something that can almost replicate that exact scenario?
I have a small like tinfoil hat theory, right? That if you don't
Oh
have a
god.
parry system in your game is just destined to not get a spot in Evo. I mean,
I
like
think
look at Mortal Kombat, Injustice, games like that.
Brawl.
Brawl, yeah, like was Brawl dropped from Evo? Or was it in Evo to
Uh,
begin with?
Brawl. there were talks of it going into Evo,
Oh, yes,
and
you're right.
then Blue Mammoth Games, the people who made it, went, "Nah, we're gonna make our own World Championships, which is now BCX,
Yes.
which
Right,
would
yeah,
be."
I got the
I
two
think this
mixed up.
is Brawlhalla's 11th year of esports, I think.
Wow, that is incredible.
But the only issue I have, like, with Brawlhalla is the fact that its World Champs is so poorly advertised.
Mm,
Like, the venue itself is great. I've watched the live stream from like 2 in the morning to like I think it was like 9 a.m. it finished.
yeah.
But it was a great venue and the energy was there.
Yeah,
I just
the
think
energy's always there for just about any fighting game. That's one thing I have to applaud the community for, is whenever there is a tournament, whether it be community run or Evo, Capcom Cup, the crowd is always roaring.
yeah, I think the main thing about esports and FUC is the crowd makes it.
Yeah,
As much as the players play it, the crowd is what makes that esport an esport.
yeah, like the
Because if no
crowd
one was there,
can
yeah,
like it makes or breaks like some fighting games, any game in general, really. Because the crowd is the audience at the end of the day, and if you don't have a audience that's almost always ready to go, then you're going to fall behind. Well, unfortunately, I think that is time. We have slightly overrun. But
ah,
Hayden, thank you for joining me on this first episode of the podcast,
wonderful. You're welcome.
and I hope to see you at some point later for the next episode.
Uh,
That's an amazing note to end off on. Goodbye.